People, you know what it is and you know what it sounds like. NBA picking with Pop. Let's go. We're
Yeah,
gonna be rolling in the mornings
great
now.
fire.
When the winner chicken, then the money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popovism. Cooper gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bad line in the air, throwing signals. When the winner chicken, then the money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popovism. Cooper gray, got the fire
Shout out somebody
badge
make it
lit up.
famous.
Hit the bad lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. Trying to get rich. Who else in the building? Trying to break the house. What it do, people? Top of the morning. Welcome back to another edition of NBA Picking with Pop. As I previously stated, we're gonna be going live in the morning now, or doing the show in the mornings now. Um, I'm back to work. All praises due, and I'm back at work, so I'm got some live action. Happy to be back at work. And so, being how I work before the games start, but right at the end, when people is putting their bets in, etc. When I tell you I'll wait till the last minute, look at RotoWire, I might still be working some days, and then I'm also on call for my job. And I know I don't care about none of that. All I'm asking that you hit the like button because I'm still working before I go to work, even though I love doing this. And so we're gonna just be rocking in the mornings now. You know what I'm saying? Morning meaning like 10:30 ish. Today was a little late because it's the first day back. So I had to make sure everything is good before I leave out the crib, feed my cat, stuff like that. But anyway, y'all know how we do. Let's get a quick recap of yesterday's games. 5 on the slate, and we went we went 1-4. So we did bad yesterday. We did break the losing streak of the play of the day. The play of the day was Philly giving 4.5. And they waited the overtime to do it. Thought they actually was going to lose. Money line, like the song I'll be playing. And they end up covering and coming through. Charlotte, if when you play things back, everything is 2020 in hindsight, as they say. Y'all hear me on the channel yesterday saying, right now these two teams is even, and you giving me 5.5, 6 points, on an evenly matched game besides home field advantage. I'm gonna take Charlotte. Really, I was like, Miami probably blow these niggas out. And that's exactly what they did because although they might be evenly matched talent-wise, and that could be debatable, obviously they're probably going to play 3 more times this year, or at least 2, and we'll see who has the winning record. Test world, what's the word? But Miami is a rough team. You know what I mean? Like, they a rough team. They well coached, etc., and they smacked them. The other game we had wrong, my New York Knicks. But I said I had a feeling the Bucks probably win, and that's why I didn't bet on this game. Bucks looking good after coming off that loss to who they lost to? Cleveland, or at Cleveland, I think. Let me check real quick. The Bucks coming off losing to. Where's the Bucks at? This is crazy. Oh, looking at the wrong day. My bad. Bucks came off losing to Cleveland, as I stated. Back at home now. Knicks coming off losing to Miami. Tough game. I mean, both teams going to be competing for the NFC. I mean, not NFC. I'm thinking football. For the East, when the East is in the house. Oh my God. And the Bucks took it to them, beat them by 10. I told y'all when I bet with the Knicks, I lose. When I go against the Knicks, I lose. I get played either way. Last game or last 2 games, we had OKC. They didn't cover. Sacramento put up a more than a hell of a fight yesterday. They only won by 6. But I also said because they won, teams is gunning for them. It's easier to do it the first time than it's 2 times. And the spread until they get their whole team back and we gotta watch them. But yet and still, I said I'm gonna take them minus the 9.5. So that was bad. And then lastly, the LA Clippers, who had the Golden State Warriors numbers for a little while now. Warriors beat them by 19, 89 I mean, 98-79. They spanked them. So we went 1-4. So our quick record, Jay went 2-3. Yes, 2-3 yesterday. His play of the day was the golden was OKC. So he lost. And here go our records before we get into today's games. Juju, what's the word? Happy Wednesday. We back live action in the mornings now. Now that I'm back to work. So we're gonna be doing the show early now. Earlier than this, we're gonna be doing it like 10 in the morning every morning, right around the time first take come on. Anyway, my record now overall is 22-35 out of 57 games. JaY record is 21-36. As far as the locks, not from Yonkers, but the locks to get you and me, the winner chicken dinners. We 7-12, 5 games under 500. And as far as the play of the day, we now 2-6. We broke that streak yesterday, and we're just gonna try to keep the momentum rolling. With that being said, first game up, we got Houston at Toronto. Houston -6, and I like Toronto. I like Toronto. 3-game losing streak, coming back home now. Houston is coming off their first win of the season, so they look pretty good against Brooklyn. Obviously, they played Brooklyn, so you know what I'm saying. They still working it out as well with the point guard situation, etc. With being the tallest team in the history of the NBA. And Toronto, they lost a tough one to the Spurs, a tough one to Dallas, all on the West Coast. Lost a tough one at home to the Bucks. I think the Bucks is a little better right now than Houston, record-wise and overall, cohesion-wise. Giannis is the best player. We could debatable with Joker, etc. I don't think Toronto lose 4 in a row. I think they fight like hard at home to win the game. Where's the World Series at tonight? It's in LA. So I think Toronto wins tonight. Next game up, we got Boston Celtics at home playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland giving 4.5. Always Vonnie, happy Wednesday. Good morning. How you doing? Top of the morning. Hope your day is going well. This is the NBA show right here. Cleveland looked good in their last game. Boston looked good in their last game as well. Cleveland coming off that road win against the Detroit Pistons, and Boston is coming off that win over the Pelicans. 3 games on the road for Boston, at the Knicks, at Detroit, at the Pelicans. Now they back home, and then they on the road Friday at Philly. Cleveland, on the other hand, coming off the road win off the Pistons. Now they at Boston. I like Cleveland. I won't be surprised if Boston keep it close or even win the game, but I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Cleveland to win in the cover. Been having a way as of recent. Maybe not in the playoffs, but in the regular season. And with Boston missing, the pieces that they missing and still trying to figure it out, I think the edge should go to Cleveland. Next game up, we got the Orlando Magic out on the road -2 at the Detroit Pistons. Pistons coming off that loss, as I said. This should be a good game. Magic on a 3-game losing streak. I'm leaning towards the Magic. I will not be surprised at all if the Detroit Pistons win this game. They at home. When you read, as I told you, I read the preview of the game. I go back the last 5 games. I look at the minutes. I look at the history of the teams. I look at the spread, see if it's stinky or not. I look at rests, etc. In the last 9 games, Orlando Magic has won 8. The only one game that the Pistons have won is when Ben Carroll didn't play, and I think Caldwell Pope didn't play. He was on that team. Now he's in where's Caldwell Pope? I think he's in Memphis. I like Orlando. This is not a strong pick. I'm not making them a lock. I'm going to stay away from the game, but I do think that the Magic will win and not lose 3 in a row. So I'm going to roll with the Magic. Next game up, we got the Atlanta Hawks out on the road at Brooklyn, giving Brooklyn 8.5. Brooklyn coming off the road, coming off the road against Houston, just losing bad. I mean, certain games they covered. They lost to Houston, got blown out. Lost to the Spurs. If you had them with 10.5, you lost. If you had them with 11 or 12, then they covered. He covered at home with the Cavaliers, got blown out by the Charlotte Hornets. Atlanta, on the other hand, 2 straight losses to Chicago, at Chicago, then got blown out at home by the Thunder, 100-117. I think this is a get right spot for Atlanta. I ain't rushing to the window to bet it. They also on a 2-game losing streak. I think they are the better team. They may not be playing like it right now, but I think we can go with Atlanta. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll with Atlanta, laying the points. I think they win, and I think they cover. Next game up, we got Sacramento Kings out on the road at Chicago Bulls. Chicago giving 5, which is a lot. Some of y'all might see 4.5. I got them with 5. I'm looking at the CBS Sports app, and I get it. Sacramento just coming off playing OKC, although they did cover the spread. OKC is a rough get up in you team, you know what I mean? Defensive, hawk at the ball, and you're gonna know that you played a game against them. However, this is the Zach LaVine, this is DeMar DeRozan. These two teams swap players, if you will, or obviously got players from one team playing on the other team. So when games like that, even though this is they already played there, they been got traded, but it's always a let me stick it to you game. Paul Zellini for those that be thinking crazy. It's always a let me get my get back. You know what I mean? And so for that reason, Chicago is due for a loss. They 3-0. They one of the only undefeated teams that's still left. I think they can win money line tonight, but I'm going with Sacramento. I think Sacramento can win or at least keep the game close. So that's who we rolling with. Top of the morning, Quiana Butters. We doing an NBA show today. Next game up, we got the Indiana Pacers out on the road getting 7 from the Dallas Mavericks. Indiana had a few days off. Think about their losses. They 0-3, haven't got no wins yet of the season. Lost to the Thunder in double overtime. There's no shame in that. Lost to the Grizzlies, got spanked by 25. That was a bad loss. Then lost to the Timberwolves by 4. That was on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, 2 days off. Now you're going against Dallas. When you look at the history in this game, they, kind of have their way with Dallas a little bit, even with Luka being there. Injury report list. We got to, make sure we look at that. I haven't made mention of that yet today, so let's do it real quick. Benedict Mandarin is out. Napier is out. That's like really the, still going to have Aaron Naismith, Pascal Siakam, Ben Shapiro. I mean, this should be a game that Dallas dominates, but I don't think so. I think Indiana fight tooth and nail to try to get their first win of the season. If they don't get it, they're going to fight hard to get it, and so I think the points is good. Still not ready to lay, a high number of points with Dallas, even though they starting to play a little better. I can't do it yet. The public is on Dallas money line, minus 245, and 51% minus the 6.5. I got them with 7, depending on what sports book you're looking at. Next game up, we got the New Orleans Pelicans out on the road at Denver. Denver is given 12.5. And I like Denver to win, and I like Denver to cover the spank, blow them out. Pelicans don't got a shot if you ask me. Denver at home, they're just a different animal. I think they win. I think they cover. I think they clean. So we're just going to keep it at that. You can do what you want to do. Next game up, we got the Portland Trail Blazers out on the road at the Utah Jazz, given 2.5. I like the Jazz. I like the Jazz. I like the Jazz. We got the Jazz. We got the Jazz. We got the Jazz. That's a Tribe Called Quest reference. Competition, they must come sideways. Competition, they must go straight way. For those that don't know, shout outs to the Tribe Called Quest, right? And particularly Fife Dog, rest in peace. Portland, 2-2, Jazz 2-1. This will be Portland's 5th game in 7 days. Season, their first game was last Wednesday against the Timberwolves. Had a back-to-back on Sunday, Monday, 1-day rest. Beat the Lakers in the last game. On the other hand, Jazz, this is going to be their 4th game in the last, 8 days. Started the season with the Clippers and played on Monday overtime against the Suns. Got that 4-point win. Not going to be surprised if Portland come in and win. Definitely not going to be surprised. They match up pretty well. But Utah been showing me something. And at home, I think they're going to give it their all. So I'm going with Utah at home with that 2.5. I think it's an evenly matched game, give or take. Next game up, we got the Los Angeles Lakers out on the road at Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota giving 6.5. And I like Minnesota. Don't really like laying big numbers with Minnesota at home because at home they're very disappointing. They can leave you very frustrated. You know what I'm saying? As a woman would say with a guy that's not, you know what I mean, doing it well, like that's not it. And they leave a lot to be desired. However, this is a quick turnaround game, a revenge type style game where they just played a couple of days ago and Luka went berserk on them. Let me just check real quick for accuracy. Yeah, they played last Friday. They lost 128-110, and Luka scored 49, 8, and 11 and 8. And Anthony Edwards had 31. Is he playing today? Even if he don't play, I still like the Pelicans. I still like Minnesota. He out, but so is Gabe Vincent. So is Luka. Marcus Smart is questionable. Haynes is questionable. I don't think Austin Rivers and DeAndre Ayton is going to be enough to do it. I like Minnesota to cover the 6.5. So that's who we rolling with. Next game up and last game of the night. We got the Memphis Grizzlies out on the road at Phoenix, giving Phoenix 1.5. Phoenix looking rotor wire. I was leaning towards them, but I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies. I think they the better team. I think JaY's the better player. Devin Booker might be looking at me sideways like, nigga, you're bugging. You know what I mean? You're bugging. You know what I'm saying? But I think Jerry Jackson and John Morant, they can do it. They can be enough to win this game by a basket. That's who I'm rolling with. That's who I'm sticking with. With that being said, let's get to this theme music, and then let's get to the locks.
Yeah, great fire.
When the winner checking, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one populism. Coupon gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band line in the air, throwing signals. When the winner checking, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one populism. Coupon gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band lines in the air.
Alright, guys. Here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks to get you and me the winner chicken dinners. We going with Denver Nuggets. We going with Utah. We going with Minnesota. We going with Toronto. We going with Cleveland. We going with Memphis, and the play of the day is Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Play of the day is Cleveland. Once again, that's Toronto. That's Denver. That's Utah. That's Minnesota. That's the Memphis Grizzlies. And the play of the day is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let me know who y'all like. Let me know who y'all taking. Let me know what you think I'm bugging out at. Of course, I appreciate all your feedback. All I ask is that you hit the like button so we can stay in the algorithm and get the channel going. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. NBA, picking with Pop. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Let's get some money and be safe out there. Dante, what up? Oh, that's D-Stone. What up?